Yeah, I'll just say I just got some news that made me realize that football is a great game, but it is just a game, and there's a lot more important things in life. And so, hearts out to what's going on, and y'all will learn about it pretty quick. So, devastated for that family. Proud of our football team. Thought they fought well tonight. Thought they competed really hard. Really pleased with the way our three phases came together. Very disappointed and sad with the injury to Sam and the injury to Blake Craig. And those two things are really disappointing, and we'll see tomorrow what the extent of those injuries are. So it kind of takes the damper a little bit off the win. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Okay, go ahead and ask the first, and we'll have some mics here in a second. Fire away.
Coach, with Sam and Blake, is the early expectation that it is long-term injuries for both of them?
Yeah. Is that a question or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it expected to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna speculate. I don't have a doctorate degree. They'll find out tomorrow when they MRI.
Coach, after Sam went down, what was the initial reaction from the way Bo stepped up in that game?
Yeah, I don't think he stepped up. I think he would just continue to play the way he was playing. I thought he did a nice job handling the situation. He knew he was going to play the first half. We knew we were going to run that formation pretty early in the game. Just disappointing that he got injured. It was a heck of a run and just disappointing.
Coach, right there.
Coach, even when your guys defensively in the first half weren't getting home quite as much, how did you feel about the gap integrity? Who popped aside from Josiah, obviously?
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit leaky, honestly, in the first half. I didn't feel like we were dominating until I got at halftime, realized they were 0 for 6 on third down, and I thought maybe my expectations were a little bit too high. But, I think there's still some things that we got to do a little bit better. I didn't think we were physical enough on the perimeter. We were giving up too many first down yards, on first down runs. But really proud of the takeaways in the second half. I challenged them at halftime that we needed to get some sacks and takeaways because we didn't have any at halftime. And obviously Dame and Landon forced one, and then that was a heck of a pick by Dante McClellan. Wow, that was a heck of a play.
In the middle.
Eli, again, not to speculate on the injuries for Sam or Blake, but if they do have to miss any time, what is your confidence in Matt as a backup quarterback and Robert as a kicker?
Yeah, I'm not. Ask me that on Monday's press conference or Tuesday's press conference. That's not there yet.
We'll come back down here front. Mike's coming.
Eli, how would you describe the significance of what you saw from Bo just in his first outing here with you guys in the game setting?
Yeah, I was pleased. I knew he prepared well in fall camp. I tried to tell everybody that we had two quarterbacks that could win football games, and I fully expected that to be the case. I thought he'd played, honestly, pretty well, and I thought Sam would play pretty well too. So, I thought his ability to extend plays, I thought that one big-time run was pretty headsy there, and then his ability to pull the ball, on some zone read stuff was nice. But, he threw the ball really well too, so it was good.
Over here, Coach.
Coach, with both the rushing attack and the passing game, what did you like about your explosion in those two facets of the game with people like Ahmad and Marquise making big-time plays?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was the second or third drive. We had I think it was a third drive. It was like 14 plays for 3 points, and it was taking forever. And I just said, guys, we got to figure out how to be more explosive. We're not going to be able to try to grind out 4 yards a pop here, So I thought that freed us up. We hit a couple of runs there. Ahmad hit a run, but then we, we're more vertically dialed in our play calls, and we did in the first drive too, so I'm not saying anything, but I thought Kirby did a really nice job handling that and giving him some explosive plays. And then, when Matt came in, look, you just throw the ball where the defense tells you have to, and good things will happen. He did that with Jude, and then he made a heck of a run right there, and that was awesome.
Coach, could you just evaluate what you saw from the offensive line today?
Yeah, there was some good, bad, and some things in between. First couple of drives, we were getting to the second level, but we weren't finishing those blocks. And I think there was a couple of just mistakes that are from, hey, learning to play new positions and figuring out that unit together. But, overall, I was pretty pleased with the day.
Got it front right here. Right there.
Coach, you had like 8 or 9 guys get a reception, and then you had about 4 or 5 different people run the ball. So how do you feel about just spreading the ball all over the place and letting everybody kind of get in on the game plan offensively?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do to be a good offense. You got to be able to spread the ball around. I thought Jamal Roberts did a really nice job running the football. And then, yeah, I mean, all the different people who touched it. And, we still got more in the tank, too, in the wide receiver room. I don't have the stats. I don't know if Daniel had a catch tonight, but, we know he's a guy who can really affect the game as a wide receiver. And I don't know if Xavier Lloyd got one tonight either, and I know he can, too. So there's still a lot of guys left.
Eli.
Coach, with the ground game specifically, just what did you like about the blend you had between Jamal and Ahmad?
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me right now without watching the tape. I thought Ahmad was a physical runner. I thought we were able to get him on that edge on that little toss play, which was nice. For whatever reason, we weren't really able to get the backside sealed off on our outside zones the way we normally do, and so that's got to be a point of emphasis moving forward to create the running lanes we want. Jamal, I thought, had a really good run on that backed up. Obviously, we got a holding penalty, but, he did a nice job bouncing it.
Coach, you got an opportunity to see a lot of your young guys playing game action tonight. What did you like out of especially the true freshmen who got on the field for the first time?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, there wasn't a noticeable drop-off. I think it's kind of the most important thing. In that last drive there, that group was running a lot of show team this week, so you're kind of fighting with one hand behind your back and some of that stuff. So, for the most part, I was really pleased with their effort and, covering kicks. I thought we had a bunch of young guys doing that too. It was nice.
Back right.
Coach, after everything Marquise Johnson has gone through this summer and this offseason, what can you say about him coming out and having a new career high in receiving yards per game?
Yeah, Marquise told the team after practice yesterday he was going to need him. This is the first time Miss Denise wasn't going to be here. And, as a team, we just all said, hey, we got you. And I think it was a really, really tough Tiger walk. He was crying when he walked in. And we just told him to focus one moment at a time. We knew Miss Denise wanted to watch him play tonight. And, for him to get that opening touchdown was pretty special. And then for him to just continue to make plays and be open. And the maturity level that he's displayed in the last 4 months has been incredible. At some point the whole story will come out, regarding what he's had to do back home and how he's had to really become a primary caretaker in for a lot of for his 2 brothers back home. And, what he's been able to do, it has been really, really impressive. Not sure there's a lot of people that are as tough as he is. And, proud of our organization, too, for doing a great job of having his back in this whole thing and supporting him as he continues to, be the leader of his family, because that's right now what he is.
Coach, with Kevin and Tavares in the return game, I know you talked for a while about how much you wanted to see big-time plays there. What did you like about what they did tonight in the return game?
Well, the first one, I thought Kevin might should have fair caught that one. But he said he wanted to get hit, so he got hit. But the second one was exactly what I think it was the second return, the big return. I think it was the third one because the second one only went for about 4 or 5. But, we really wanted to emphasize our return units, and those guys did a great job holding up the gunner and created the space that we need, and he did the rest, and that was awesome. Unfortunate that we got the holding penalty on the kickoff return, but I think T-Man showed us exactly why we recruited him, why we believe in him, why we want the ball in his hands, and that was an impressive return too.
Couple more right over there.
Coach, what was the initial reaction like from the sidelines after seeing a guy like Sam go down after kind of all the work he's put in throughout camp and the offseason?
Yeah, just devastated. He's voted captain because his teammates care about him. And you hurt for a young man because last year was taken away from him from a different reasoning, and now this year he's going to have to face another injury and don't know how long it'll be. And there's something that wears you down mentally in those things. And so you can't second guess it. You just got to face it every day, and we'll face it with him. But, I know, he's really close with Connor and Brett, and I know Zion and him are really close, and they were hugging it out at halftime. So, we're all really disappointed.
Coach, I think that's all we got.
That's good by me. MIZ.